Welcome to Chemistry 1. This is your first video of the class. We are going to introduce you and your parent to flipping the classroom, which might be a new concept to you. We've been doing it here at MHS for about a year and a half. I am Mrs. Tondra, and this is Mrs. Kelly. What we're going to do is go through what your expectations are for the class. So what do you need to do, Mrs. Kelly?
Well, for each chapter, you're going to have a packet. It will look a lot like this. You're going to have a checklist on the front. It will tell you every assignment that is due for that chapter so that as a parent, you can go through and you can make sure that all of these things are done. And as a student, you can do the same thing, okay? We expect you're in an upper level science class, to be able to look at your checklist and keep on task. You need to show us now at this point that you are responsible enough to take ownership of your own learning. It's not up to us, it's up to you.
Yep.
So first part is you're going to take your guided notes home. They are the first part of your packet. I suggest keeping them in your packet, but some students take them out and take them with them. But your notes will look like this. They're guided notes. Take them home with you. You're going to watch a video lecture and take notes. So you can either find these on the shared drive at school. So if you want to do it during a study hall or lunch period, you have access to all the computers here and they're on the shared drive. You can also access them at home on YouTube or on your cell phone if you have internet capability. You can find them on Schoology.
And Schoology you can also open here at school as well.
And it's a website that Mrs. Tondra and myself will create for the chemistry class that has all your videos on it. We'll go over it in class. You can also, if you're nervous that you don't have access to YouTube, you can download them on a USB drive and take it home with you.
Yep, everything's available.
So when you're watching the video, you need to comprehend the lecture. So don't just watch it while you're also doing your math homework, okay? You need to be focused on chemistry while you're working on the lecture. Pause and rewind it. Our videos are maximum 15 minutes because that's what our program allows. And there will typically be 3 per chapter. So it's normally about 45 minutes for the whole chapter lecture. You want to write out your problems on the notes, get a good feeling of how to solve them so that when you come into class, you can ask us the minor questions and not be totally overwhelmed with what we're doing. Write down any questions you have for us and determine your schedule for the following day. This means if you are behind, say you worked really late or you had a big game, you need to determine if you're behind or if you're on schedule.
Yeah, and make sure you're planning for that class period, because what we're going to end up doing is each day you come in, we're going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes it'll be less, sometimes it'll be more, just depending on the actual content and the material. We'll start off that class with those minutes asking questions of you, showing you maybe another practice problems to work through as a big group, and then we will also be giving you your instruction on your lab or whatever activity you're going to do in class. The next 60 to 75 minutes of class are going to be you working on your worksheets instead of taking them home for homework. That's majorly the flipped classroom. You're listening to lecture outside instead of inside, and the homework or worksheets is actually going to be done in class instead of outside of class. So we're going to be here to help you. You're going to be working on those and then any labs that you need to be doing in class. You'll also be told which labs need to be completed on that day, because a lot of the labs are tedious for us to set up and we'll only set them up on that day.
Right.
If you are absent, you will probably have to really get with us ahead of time to make sure that there might be a chance to even do that lab, or you'll have an alternative assignment to do. But you will have the opportunity to kind of work at your own pace. Do I do the lab first, or should I work on worksheets first to make sure I understand the concept before moving into the lab? For the grading, everything in the packet must be completed. Mrs. Kelly and I will be checklisting right through that. As soon as something's done, we might grade it then and there, or we might wait until the very end of the chapter to grade the whole thing at once, like all the labs or something. We highly suggest you don't copy your lab partner's answers, because what's going to happen is I might come to you and ask you a question, and just because you copied it, you did not really put that into your cognitive memory. You don't understand the material, you just wrote it down. That's not going to help you on the test at all.
We may dock points.
Yes.
If we catch you doing it, we're going to dock points. And also, when you get to your test, that means you're not going to have any idea what you're doing.
Yeah, and since tests are 70% of your grade in here, it's a big thing to actually know what is going on. All the labs must be completed and filled out with all of the data to get your points. And then back to what the tests are. The tests are going to be the large portion of your grade in this class. With it being 70%, your worksheets and labs and everything else are going to be broken down into 15% for a total of that's just the other 30. So you are allowed to retake tests one time. With that retake, we average the two attempts together. So we don't take the best of the two. We highly suggest that you do retake because it's the easiest way to boost your grade,
Yes.
but study before you retake. Just don't walk in and say, oh, I'm going to retake, and then you do worse. It's kind of embarrassing because you've already taken the test and you bombed it worse than you did the first time.
And it turns out, I mean, most of these tests take you at least half an hour to 45 minutes, so you've wasted your time, you've wasted our time.
Yeah,
It's not
we
a
don't
good
want to
idea.
waste your time. So make sure you study ahead of time and know what's going on. Important points of emphasis. There will be minimal whole class lecture, which means Mrs. Kelly and I are not going to just stand up for 45 to a half hour in front of class and go blah, 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 blah. That's what this portion is for you to watch the videos outside, get all the notes done, and then we can hit the high concepts, make sure you understand, hit your questions, and keep the ball moving. Difficult concepts and problems will still be taught in the mastery because we'll still do practice problems.
Yes.
We will come to your table and make sure that you understand it. We will ask you personally questions on the material. So if you just sit there and stare at us, we're going to know you don't understand it.
Or we'll say, oh, I see you did this problem. Walk me through how you did it. So if you've copied it from your partner, you have no idea what's going on. So you need to make sure you know what's going on. Most of your learning is going to come from us working one-on-one with you. And that's why we like the flipped classroom.
Yep. You need to watch the video lectures when it's convenient for you. If you have some downtime in class, you are more than welcome to watch it possibly on your phone with headphones. You can go to the back room and watch it on a few of our computers. Just make sure that you are very prepared when you come to class. We move very quickly in this class. We do about a chapter a week. That's very fast for all the concepts that we deal with. We also like to say that this class snowballs. As soon as you get lost, you better come see us because the concepts build every chapter on top of each other. So you've got to understand the last stuff. Don't just know it for the test and forget it. It's not going to help you in this concept of a class. Make sure you work within your group and ask other questions of other students. Some students may really understand the concept really well, and they might be able to help you. Because if we've got 5 or 6 students coming to us and asking us questions, that's not conducive for you to learn while you're waiting in line. Ask around, ask your classmates. They're probably going to be able to help you. And if nobody at your table can help you, then call us out and we'll come and help you, or come up to us. You're going to kind of work at your own pace. Like we said, do you do the lab first or do you do the worksheets first? You just have to make sure that you get everything done in a timely manner.
It says sort of because we'll have a tentative schedule for you. You just need to have all those things done.
Yep. Make sure you keep up with the class. Don't get behind or it's just going to be a rough go. You can work as a team. Just don't give people the answers. That's all we ask. Make sure they understand how to solve the problem themselves. Explain it to them. You need to be responsible while working in class and do what's needed to succeed. We want you all to succeed. This is a tough class. This is probably going to be one of the harder classes that you have, and it's going to take some time to learn. All right, so what we need you to do is just come see us as quickly as you think that you need some help. Please come see us. We really want you to be able to do very well in this class, and we really are looking forward to this semester.
Yes.
Good luck.
See you later.